line of control. There is a possibility, if it is a pilot-based aircraft that was hovering around Srinagar, that the pilots can also be possibly anywhere. But yes, one has to wait for the IAF team to actually give us a confirmation to really what it was and what it really is. But
All
they
right.
believed initially that they have brought down a fighter jet around Srinagar and in the Lasjan area.
All right, Anand is also there with us. We don't know the wreckage. This is from the Lasjan area in Srinagar. It's likely from a Pakistani Air Force jet that's been brought down, but we'll wait for that confirmation. These are images of the tube drones that were being launched from the other side of the border in Pakistan. That has now been brought down by the intercepts of the Indian Army and the Indian Air Force. Anand, walk us through those pictures, please.
Well, let's have a look at this. This is a Pak military post where there is, if you see, they were launching the tube drones, and that they had the drone tubes, and this was a Pak post, and that's where this is that we are seeing on the picture. This is right across the Jammu region, across the international border. That's where they had these this post from where drones were being launched. That's been totally decimated. So this is a big uptick because every time Pakistan, what they were trying to resort to do was sending these drones, and these drones were nothing but cannon fodder. They wanted to do that because they wanted to see how much of a backup. Now these are pictures. These are pictures. These are the latest. These are the latest objects that have been found in Jaisalmer. This was a huge projectile. Now, have a look at this. This is nothing short of a ballistic missile, but it's a huge projectile if you look at it, and it's mangled. We don't know if there is live ammunition in it, but this has been brought down. It's landed in a residential area in Jaisalmer. And quite a long one, at about 10 to 15 feet in length, at least this projectile, if not more. And it seems that the head has come off and it's just landed. This seems to be the head of the projectile, and quite a big one. It's landed there. Whether it has live ammunition or not, we do not know. There have been some sounds of explosions in some other places, but this one has landed here, and you can see the way it's landed. There are a few craters just around the fact. It seems to have landed with a thud and then rolled over across to this bush, if you see these pictures. So this is in Jaisalmer. The cops, the local police have been alerted, and they've asked the local residents there to not go close or to touch this, but to leave it as it is. But we can see the villagers and all of them who have seen this. They've taken the images, and clearly the local authorities have been alerted with this. So this is the latest. So clearly a lot of efforts that have been made by the Pakistanis to ratchet up and to try and damage certain installations across the entire western border has come a begging for them. It's not yielded results. Have we lost people? Yes, we have. There's report of a civilian death, 2 civilian deaths that have happened in Jammu Kashmir region. These are latest pictures. These are also latest pictures from Jaisalmer. This is also another spot that's come in. Is this live ammunition? This is also looks like part of a projectile. This also looks like part of a missile. Now, this somewhere confirms the fact that the reports that we had that Pakistan has actually launched ballistic missiles soon after the IMF thumbs up for the $1.3 billion bailout that's come for them. But look at this, and that's why Jammu Kashmir Chief Minister Omar Abdullah is asking the international community. He's just taken to X for that. But look at this. Ballistic missiles have been launched, so this is clear escalation. Yes, Zaka?
All right. Ishan is joining us live from Lasjan, where we believe wreckage of two Pakistani Air Force aircraft have gone down. Ishan, show us where you are and what you're seeing around you.
Well, this is the residential area. This is the impact spot. You will see that one of that, whatever projectile it was, landed here. Look at the impact spot. This is possibly a part of it, which is in my hand right now, and that has been taken away by the police as soon as before we reached here. This is the impact spot where it landed. You'll see around here the sort of the sort of scene that is this here. This is where it had landed, and this is it has uprooted the entire thing here. And you will also notice here that one more projectile actually fell at this place, and then it was taken away by the police. And what we've been told is that there's an active investigation going on, what it really was, what it really is. Now the Indian Air Force will ascertain that what really it was brought down here. But initial information with the Air Force was that they have been able to bring down at least one jet around Srinagar and then on the outskirts as well.
What is
but
this
look at
place?
the spot where the impact spot is.
Is it the backyard of a house? What is this place?
Well, this is the backyard of a house. I'll give you an idea how close knitted this locality is. You will see there are houses all around this place, everywhere. And luckily that it did not fall any of these houses. It fell in their back garden where nobody was present at that time. And you will see that there's a very less space present between these houses. And if it all had fallen on any of these houses, it would have created a lot of damage to them. But this is the impact spot. You will exactly see the sort of locality that exists, that there was nobody present at that time here. We've spoken to the residents here. They said that there was a loud sound that they heard. And after that, they came out and seeing that there was some projectile, two of them present here, and then it was whisked away by the police. But the impact has been like a good, big impact around this place. And lucky enough for these people that did not fall in any of these houses, any of these residential houses, which are closely knitted and closely located with each other. But we have given to understand is that now the Air Force and and the teams of Indian Army will look at this particular object and see what it really was and the sort of damage it could have inflicted on the residential area. But definitely we had seen that there was a high air activity. We've been given to understand that there was a possibly a dogfight that took place in the skies of Srinagar. But right now it's difficult to tell what really fell here because it's part of the investigation by the agencies.
All right, Anand, I believe you have pictures of what has gone down in Jaisalmer.
Yes.
It looks like parts of a missile. Just take us through what you're
now,
seeing.
this is close to the Pokhran region, we are given to understand, and the locals are saying when this landed there, they heard a loud explosion. So they're not sure whether this is a bomb, but the shape of it and the way it is, it looks like a missile. Now, whether is it what make it is, what type it is, whether it is a portion of a ballistic missile, we have to wait and watch. But clearly, this is a far bigger projectile than what we saw landing in Jaisalmer yesterday and day before. So that were about 5-6 feet. Those were the kind of projectiles that we had seen. This is more than 10 to 12 feet long. And if you see the whole length and breadth of this and this entire image, it very clearly shows. Look at the locals and you can compare and contrast the size of this projectile based on the locals who are standing there. And that itself gives you that this is at least 10 to 12 feet long, if not more. And this is not even the whole projectile. This is not even the whole missile. And this is another portion that's found. Now, this could be a live mortar shell or munition. So the locals have been advised that you take pictures and you stay away. Don't touch it. Keep minimum distance. Some of this may be live. Some of this may be diffused. We do not know. But these have landed. So clearly, the escalation ladder, Pakistan has really gone up the escalation ladder. With what intent? Can they sustain it? Is it desperation? But what also stands out is our air defense systems. Yes, there will be some reversals, there will be some aspects, but a 10% hit or a 5% blow on the chin or somewhere is nothing compared to the 100% might that was pushed by the Pakistani. So largely, if you were to say 98% of the efforts pushed by the Pakistani military has been neutralized or has been defused. But it is also sad that we have lost at least 2 civilians in Jammu Kashmir, leader, one lady, and also one person who was part of the administrative services in Jammu and Kashmir, in Srinagar, who's also sadly lost his life. But the other part, Zaka, as I hand it back to you, is that Pakistanis have not just targeted military installations, they seem to be targeting certain religious installations also, because one of the missiles sent by the Pakistanis, or projectiles, has landed near a temple in Jammu. The other thing is they were flying around over Amritsar. With what intent? We have to see. Thankfully, majority of these have been neutralized. We are also awaiting details, and I'm very curious to see if there are locals who have sighted someone trying to come down on a parachute. Because if there is a dogfight and 2 Pakistani jets have been downed, there is a high possibility that there could be 2 Pakistani pilots or enemy pilots on Indian soil. Now, whether they are apprehended, whether they've been sighted, we are waiting for those confirmations. But there is a confirmed report that there was a dogfight over the Srinagar skies this morning.
All right, we'll leave it at that. Thanks for that, Anand. As we go across to Tejinder in Jammu, but those images from Jaisalmer, that looks like a significant piece of military hardware. That looks like a missile, possibly a short-range or a medium-range missile, the remnants of which landed up in Jaisalmer. We'll try and find out from our reporter there. We've got Anvit, I think, there in Jaisalmer. This is what the locals have spotted, and they have filmed it and they've sent it across. There's been some civilian casualties as well in Jammu, in Rajouri, Poonch. Tejinder has more on this. Tejinder, I believe a DC level officer has also lost his life. I think his house was attacked yesterday. There's been 3 civilian casualties in Jammu is what we are told. Just tell us what else are you hearing and seeing this morning in Jammu?
Zaka, unfortunately, there has been 5 civilian casualties across Jammu since the Pakistani army launched this ceasefire violation targeting the civilian population. 3 people, including an additional DC Rajkumar Thapa, have been killed in Rajouri. There has been a fatality. A woman has been killed in Mender area of Poonch, and another civilian has been killed in the Araspura area of Jammu, as Pakistan army continues to target the civilian population. As Anand was rightly pointing out, that a missile launched from the Pakistan side exploded outside one of the famous temples in Jammu called the Aab Shambhu temple, but luckily there was no casualty in that blast. Another 2 missiles that were fired from the Pakistan side, one landed at a residential house in Janipur and the other one in Rehadi. So clearly now the Jammu city, which never came under attack after the 1971 war, has been targeted by the Pakistan side. They are using drones, they are using missiles, heavy artillery guns to target the civilian population. And Zaka, as we speak, the line of control in Jammu as well as in Kashmir is really hot. Pakistan army is once again targeting the civilian population living along the line of control in Uri, in Tangdhar, Keran, Machil sector in Kashmir, and in Jammu region, Poonch, Rajouri, Kathua. These are the areas which are being targeted by the Pakistan side. But yes, the Indian army is giving a befitting response to Pakistan. We are told that several positions of the Pakistan army from where they are launching their tube projectiles, from where they are targeting the civilian population, have been completely decimated by the targeted fire of the Indian armed forces.
So
Yes,
the three sets of images that you're seeing, one from Amritsar in the fields there, that's the wreckage of a drone clearly. Remember yesterday India called out Turkey and said there were Turkish-made drones that were being sent from Pakistan to India. The middle part of your screen is debris from a Pakistan Air Force jet. We don't know the make. Could be an F-16, but we don't know the make. It's in a place called Lasjan. You heard from Ishan a moment ago. He's landed in that residential colony in Lasjan. Thankfully, it fell on the backyard of an individual. And then on the right side of your screen, it seems like a massive projectile of some sort. This is from Jaisalmer. We'll try and get to Anvit as well to try and get a sense of what this is and how the villagers managed to find this. Arunima is joining us. So the big picture at 8 o'clock this morning, this Saturday morning, it's been a hot night between India and Pakistan. Multiple drone and missile strikes both ways. Pakistan upping the ante, escalating going up the escalation ladder after the IMF bailout announcement, trying to attack India's forward air bases and military stations from Jammu to Udhampur to Pathankot to Sirsa, Adhampur were all under target, but all of those attempts have been thwarted. India in response taking out some of the forward air bases of Pakistan, the Noor Khan base being the topmost one. It's one of the biggest air bases, one of the oldest air bases of Pakistan. It used to be called the Chaklala Air Base, right in the heart of Rawalpindi. There's one in Chakwal, the Murid Air Base, a smaller one which has transport aircraft, and then one further south in Surkot, the Rafiki Air Base. Arunima, from South Block, what is the big picture that you're hearing from top government and defense officials?
So while assessment is currently going on, the current action that we are seeing is that assessment of what really has, what is the kind of damage that has been extended to Pakistan. We've all been reporting that it is suspected that 2 Pakistani Air Force pilots have ejected near Srinagar. So there is an intense search operation that has been launched to locate them. And now we're just looking at the Pakistani media. They're reporting that Shehbaz Sharif has called for a meeting of the National Command Authority. So all of the developments that are happening in Pakistan also is being closely monitored. Our own Foreign Secretary is expected to brief with details about what really has happened overnight. The only official word we had last night, the statement from the Indian Army, was that at 26 locations drone attacks were carried out, and after the statement came out, there were surface missiles also, and also Pakistani aircrafts which were launched. We have been reporting how they've got a bloody nose. They tried to cause damage at Pathankot, Jammu, Udhampur, and their media is continuing to maintain that there was some damage done to the Udhampur air base, but something which has been rejected by defense officials. There was a briefing that was supposed to happen this morning, but it was put on hold because there was live air operation happening, and soon after that we heard that Pakistani jets have been downed near Srinagar. So currently, the big picture is that Pakistan is trying to once again get the international community involved, trying to raise the bogey of nuclear weapon once again. India, however, maintains that we are only retaliating. Provocation is coming in from Pakistan and we are only retaliating, and that press conference by the Foreign Secretary is expected to toe the same line.
All right, Anand's also there here in the studios with me. So some of these pictures that we're getting, Anand, these are parts allegedly of a downed Pakistan Air Force jet that's been found in Lasjan. We saw that massive projectile from Jaisalmer as well. And then, of course, the intercepts, the CCTV footage of the intercepts of a Pakistani post where they were using to launch drones. What are you hearing and seeing?
Well, there are multiple reports coming through. There is confirmation that there are 2 jets that have been downed. There are also pieces that have landed at different portions across the western border. So be it Jammu and Kashmir, be it in Haryana, be it in Punjab. Now, these are pictures in Gurdaspur. So again, there is a huge collection of people who have come there, and there is something that's landed in the fields. Now, it could be live ammunition. Viewers who are watching this, if you see something that has landed somewhere close to your vicinity, or if you know people who are telling you that they are seeing something, they should maintain a fair distance. But what's also evident is that the impact here has made a bit of a crater or a hole on the other side. Now, these are farmers who are tilling their lands, and this is an open field in Gurdaspur. Look at the crater there. That's the ditch. Now, something's landed big here. For the impact for it to be on a field, and it's landed huge here. So something's landed here and they're trying to show what it is. It looks like portions of a projectile that has landed here, and it's quite a big crater. Now you look at this. This is quite a big crater, and there are a lot of people around. It looks like these pictures are coming at a time when local authorities have already arrived there, because this is a huge collection of people. But look at the size of the crater. This is a huge crater that's landed here. So something big has landed here in Gurdaspur with a huge amount of impact. So clearly, with each passing night, from small drones which had nothing, small projectiles which were not very potent, the size of the projectiles, the missiles, has gone very big. Anshul joins us with more details. Anshul, Gurdaspur, there's a huge collection of people. What seems to have landed there? Is it portions of a big missile? Does this further confirm the theory that Pakistan has actually launched ballistic missiles towards India?
Well, definitely, this seems like a big missile, something that has not been that has not been regularly seen over the last 3 days regarding the kind of projectiles that have been launched from the side of Pakistan. At this point in time, the locals have collected over there. The officials and the members of the army, official members of the army, are reaching on the spot. They will try to ascertain as to what kind of missile was actually used that has landed in Gurdaspur at this point. However, at the initial information that we are picking up, there has been no reports of any injuries that has been reported, but yes, there has been lost.
They seem to have landed in empty fields. You are in Pathankot at this point, Anshul. What's happening in Pathankot? Is it quiet? We spoke around the same time on Friday morning. This is now, we are into Saturday morning. What is happening in Pathankot at this point? Was it active? Did people cite explosions last night too? Have there been certain portions or debris of attempts by Pakistan that have been neutralized, that have also landed in Pathankot?
Well, yes, at least 25 to 30 explosions were heard by myself, and all these 30 explosions were actually of projectiles that were sent from the side of Pakistan, but all of them were actually neutralized by our air defense systems. Especially from 5 a.m. this morning, there were one after the other that were attacks that were launched from the side of Pakistan, and that had landed over here. In fact, that were thwarted by our air defense system. Now, at the exact location at which I'm standing, this is the last village of international border over here in Pathankot. Right in front of you, what you are seeing is Pakistan. I'll try and show you a few posts of Pakistan over here. This village is a very, very important village, because the manner in which there has been amplification that has been done from the side of Pakistan. There are reports of certain firings that might have happened, but this is the international border. Over the last few hours, this has remained absolutely calm. But yes, a few locals actually claim that late last night they saw a few projectiles being launched from here. These projectiles were actually neutralized by our air defense systems. I'll just try and get in a word from a few people. भैया आप यहाँ पर रह रहे हैं, किस तरह का माहौल है यहाँ पर? बिल्कुल पाकिस्तान सामने है आपके और काफ़ी अभी टेंशन बढ़ी हुई है।
माहौल तो सर अभी ख़राब ही चल रहा है, आपको भी पता है माहौल तो ख़राब ही चल रहा है। माहौल ऐसे अभी रात को तो कोई रहता नहीं इधर, जो लेडीज़ है जेंट्स है सब चले जाते हैं।
कुछ लोग तो रहते हैं गाँव,
कोई 10-15 जी रहते हैं।
कितनी आबादी है इस गाँव की?
इधर 450
450 आबादी है।
हाँ जी जी।
तो कैसा है, कभी वहाँ से कोई अटैक वटैक होने का?
अभी तक तो कोई नहीं हुआ सर, अभी तक इधर तो नहीं हुआ, बाहर होगा लेकिन इधर नहीं, सिंबल गांव में नहीं हुआ। हाँ जी।
So,
Pranshul, thank you for
all these
that.
people
Let's
have,
also bring
have
you up to
collected
speed
over
a little
here.
past 8 o'clock in the morning. The big picture is that there has been a hot night between India and Pakistan. Pakistan clearly climbing up the escalation ladder. What you're seeing are visuals from different parts along the northern and western sectors. Jaisalmer, a massive projectile of some sorts. It looks like a missile of some form. And then in Lasjan in Srinagar, you're seeing visuals of what is likely remnants of a downed Pakistan jet, a Pakistan Air Force jet. So let's bring you up to speed with the headlines that we're seeing. First, in Lasjan in Srinagar, in the outskirts of the city, parts of a Pakistani jet have been found. The pictures of the wreckage have been accessed. You can see this was inside the residential compound of an individual. Headline number 2, India managing to intercept Pakistani drones. We can show that CCTV footage as well. This is on a Pakistani launch pad that they were using on the other side of the international border in Jammu. Top defense sources saying that India has destroyed this Pakistani post that was trying to launch drones and of course the launch pads that have been used. The second image that you see is that of the destroyed drone. You can see the intercepts happening in the night sky, and then the second image, smoke and fire in the fields there. Headline number 3, part of a drone has been found in the fields of Amritsar. Amritsar bang on the border, just 60 kilometers between Amritsar and Lahore. So parts of a drone have been found in the rural parts of Amritsar in agricultural fields. You can see that as well. Headline number 4, a projectile from Pakistan has been found in Lasjan. This is, like I said, believed to be parts of a fighter jet of the Pakistan Air Force that was brought down in a dogfight over the skies of Srinagar. A bomb-like object has been found in Jaisalmer. This is in a place called Jamla village close to Pokhran. The Indian Army has neutralized the Pakistani projectile. It seems like parts of a missile. There's also that image of a much larger, almost 10 feet large projectile that's been captured there in Jaisalmer as well. So these are the various images that we have. We have Arunima Siddhant joining us. Siddhant, what's the international community saying? Has there been any response, any form of, wanting to calm down tempers, de-escalate the situation? It seems like both India and Pakistan are now locked in this escalatory phase, climbing the escalation ladder. Someone's got to come in and try and mediate and try and get both parties to back off, or are they saying, as Vance and Trump seem to be suggesting, that look, it's their problem, let them figure it out?
Well, yes, that's right, Zaka. In fact, international community is urging both sides to de-escalate. In fact, we have a fresh statement from G7 foreign ministers. Perhaps, first they condemned Pahalgam terror attack, then they urged both sides to de-escalate for the sake of regional peace and stability. In fact, Saudi Arabia is one country which is giving efforts for de-escalation. In fact, this offer had come from various countries for mediation and for giving for offering their good office for the mediation purpose between the two between India and Pakistan. But at this point in time, Zaka, you need a country which has leverage with both India and Pakistan, and Saudi Arabia seems to be the one. So this is the reason that in fact the special envoy of Saudi Arabia was in the national capital day before yesterday. In fact, he met Foreign Minister Jaishankar. He in fact met Prime Minister Modi, though there was no photographs released of him meeting Prime Minister Modi. Then yesterday he was in Islamabad, and in fact Islamabad released those photographs of him meeting Shehbaz Sharif and Asim Munir. Perhaps we really know very little about what was conversation all about. In fact, when he was here also in the national capital, there was nothing which we got in terms of information from Ministry of External Affairs or any other government wing regarding regarding the conversation. Perhaps was he carrying somebody's message? What is the position of Saudi government? Whether that was conveyed to the Indian government, etc., etc. So we know very little. And today Saudi Arabia has come up with a statement, Zaka, confirming that this envoy was sent on a surprise visit to both India and Pakistan, perhaps to give efforts to de-escalate tension. But it doesn't look like
it was an unscheduled
that
visit
this,
is
the
the
visit
steer
of,
that we're getting. He's gone to both Islamabad as well as to New Delhi. First New Delhi and then Islamabad. Before I go to Anand, Aman is also joining us. Aman, what's the big picture? What are top government sources telling you? Because clearly things have escalated. This is the third night, the night between the 9th and 10th of May. It's the third night after Operation Sindoor. Clearly,